Hello friends, it is a beautiful spring day out, not too hot. My youngest is at school, and I have decided to come over to our little lake park again for a hopefully long walk and making it, I hope, through chapter 12. I am at the end of chapter 11 and I would like to get to chapter 12. I would like to get through chapter 12 in the Glass Hotel. These chapters are long. I really want to know what happens next. And yeah, we're going to take advantage of this weather and having some free time. So here we go. And we're back. That was actually a really good walk. Took about an hour, and the miles, I think it was 3.53 miles. And I not only made it into chapter 12, but I finished chapter 12 and am into chapter 13. Chapter 12 finally gave me a thread for something that I have been wondering about the whole book. So it kind of went back to something that happened very early on in the book, and I am very happy about that. Additionally, I did check in my copy of Station 11, and actually 2 of the characters in this book are in that book. So my mind is a little bit blown right now, but I am so happy where we're at, and I really want to keep going. I have less than 2 hours left in this audiobook, and 2 more walks like this should do it. But now I could totally foresee myself doing a second walk in a day, but here we are. I am about to go back home and get some lunch and decide if we're gonna do another walk later. Maybe an indoor one, so we'll see. Hello again, friends. I am back at the lake park to continue on with the Glass Hotel today. The weather has gotten cold again. Yesterday it was a beautiful sunny day. I honestly prefer it when it's cold, and normally when it is cold like it is today, I will stick closer to my house, even though this is only 10 minutes from my house, this park. But there is literally a walking trail that I can walk to from my house that leads into an arboretum. A whole heckin' forest, okay? And I will normally go there when it's cold because, confession time, I have a pathological fear of spiders. I have a very major fear. I don't know why. But when it's warm on that forest trail, I typically run into lots of scuttling daddy long legs, and oh my god, I'm getting goosebumps right now just thinking about it. So when it's cold, I enjoy making use of that, especially because I can walk there from my house. Today, I chose not to go there, even though it is cold and it is cloudy and it is the perfect vibes for walking through there. Yesterday, I was on chapter 12 of the Glass Hotel, and I was startled by something that happened. So I thought, maybe I should go to the lake park. It's only 10 minutes away, and there are people around, and I'm not secluded by myself in the middle of a forest. So I'm being a chicken today. I guess. But I am in the middle of chapter 13. There are only 16 chapters in the book, so 2, maybe 3 more walks should do it, but I only have 4 days before I have to return this book, so let's get going, because maybe I just overshared, but yes, I have a irrational, really pathological fear of spiders. Yeah. So we're here at the lake. Even though it's safe to go in the forest now because they're all hidden in their spots. So, let's go on my walk. Alrighty, so I just made it home, and that was about a just over 3-mile walk. I made it to chapter 15. So just inside of chapter 15. I only have about an hour and 10 minutes left in the book. I will admit that I almost considered cheating and letting it play in my car on the way home, but I did not. I stayed strong. But I think that I can finish that with one last walk tomorrow. So we're almost there, and oh my gosh, things are coming together. It is amazing how this last couple of chapters have been bringing so many things together that I have been wondering about for the whole book, essentially. And there's definitely a mystery going on right now that adds to all of my confusion throughout the book, but now I have an even better handle on what is going on, if that makes sense. So getting all these threads together, and yet another mystery occurs. So hopefully that will be concluded when I finish the book tomorrow, hopefully. But yes, I am ready. I am ready to finish this book, and I'm excited. Hello again, everyone, and I am back at the park again to do what I think will be my last walk for the Glass Hotel. So I have slightly less than an hour left in the book, and so I think I will be finishing that on this walk, provided, you know, I make it through this walk, and I should. So yeah, let's get to it. I am really, really wanting to know what happens, because right now there is a main character that is missing, and I really hope that we don't leave off on some kind of ambiguous ending. But here we go. Hello, friends. So we are done. We are done with the Glass Hotel, and technically we are finished with Audiomiles for the month of March, and it was a wonderful experience. So first, let me share my stats for the month. So for the month, just reading The Glass Hotel, the book, the group read that we chose for March, I walked a total of 26.32 miles. So almost exactly a marathon. And that's pretty cool. I mean, I did walk more than that, but that was what I walked while listening to The Glass Hotel. So as far as the book itself, it was incredibly melancholy and mysterious, and I am glad that I read it. Emily St. John Mandel has a real knack for the lyrical, poetic, beautiful writing that can make anything interesting and worth reading. The topics that were in this book, the Ponzi scheme, the very toxic siblings, and one who's addicted to drugs, normally that is not stuff that I would want to read or would be interested in. So the fact that she had me essentially turning pages but walking miles so that I could find out what happened next is excellent. I was frustrated with the characters in this book, but like I said, her writing was excellent, and at the end we did get some closure for some things that I had been wondering about the whole book. But honestly, for me, I get really frustrated when people ruin their own lives. I get really frustrated when people they play the victim, and even though they have the resources and the support to be able to help themselves, they don't. So this was something that was very frustrating for me in this book. But I know this is how people are in real life. Additionally, I also struggled with I felt like these people just wanted to be miserable. So some of them suffered through some very traumatic things, and some of them not necessarily the most traumatic things, but they were just determined to be miserable over things that people go through every day. So it was a little bit of a struggle, but also at the same time, I enjoyed it. So real life, real people struggling through real life situations is what it seemed like. So yeah, that was the book. I enjoyed her writing. I enjoyed the very brooding sensation that I had. I always felt like something was going to happen. it wasn't even a scary book, but there were moments where my heart was pounding and I thought something was gonna happen. So yes, I do appreciate the fact that we read this book as the group read, and only about 3 of us read the actual group read, but the whole event itself of Audiomiles was very fun. Just checking in with our mileage or whatever activity we had done for the day and where we were in our respective books. So it was a lot of fun, and that is the reason why we have decided to continue, and you will see something about that very soon. But the whole experience, I loved it. I loved it, and I am so happy that Jessica and I are co-hosting this event. And you will see some more about this soon because we loved it so much that we want to continue. But I thank you so much if you made it to the end of this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.